live.
This episode is brought to you by Dawn Dish Liquid. If it ain't Dawn, it ain't clean. Next video, the video up next. Post-wall woman gets rejected in Central America and Dublin.
Power on. Bluetooth mode.
Dubs in the chat.
Bluetooth connected.
Dubs in the chat. On time stream. Let's go.
Idea what I'm doing with my life. So the flights are booked, and we are going to, well, I'm going to, me and my personalities, going to Central America. So I went and dated a guy from Mexico. We're going on a date in Mexico. So he wasn't the love of my life. Would you leave? Let's do my hair for a date in Dublin.
Because I put on my Russian hat and I'm convinced I'm suddenly exotic and mysterious and everyone is in love with me.
So I got ghosted. Christine.
No, still basic.
She's trying to get someone to fertilize her eggs in a hurry. The years are going fast when you're in your 30s. Yep.
So yesterday I got myself a little mic and I was so
It's
sorry.
easy. All you gotta do is pick an average
And I seemed
man.
to be interested in single dating, like single people, looking for single people. So 7 people showed up. 3 of which, one was my sister and 2 were my friends. So really only 4 people showed up.
Lower them standards from a millionaire to a nigga making 50,000 a year.
I'm not ashamed to admit it. It's hell in there. It's horror.
Literally no one's asked me, but my most humbling experience is when I go on Hinge and I look at my likes.
No desire to be with another human being. Oh, so where are you from?
Yeah,
I
you're
want to
average.
know where you're from, what you do, I want to hear what you like.
I don't know why you're mad that the
So after
average
5 years of
niggas
marriage, I
hit
figured
you
this
up.
out. Okay, it's all psychological. There's one psycho and there's one logical.
My ex-boyfriend texted me to see if he can talk things through and apologize to me. So I said, sure. I made plans for him to meet at a coffee shop that wasn't too far from my
You're
house.
just trying to
As soon as he
smash.
texted me that he was there, I blocked his number.
No, I think we're gonna see, we're gonna see how it feels to have it out there. This, oh my god, when I'm talking, you're not talking. No, when I'm talking, you're not talking.
Yeah,
I
guys,
see,
this is
that's why
exactly
you're
why
the
I make
ex.
these
Like,
videos.
you could've just
So
said
you can
no.
see the red flags from the start. Don't tell me he didn't see the red flags. But he didn't care because she was younger, she was beautiful, and he overlooked all her red flags. And now look at him, look at his face. Just look at his face. This is why, especially in Hollywood, relationships don't last. You get a liberal woke woman, and then you wonder, oh, why did she leave? Oh, why did she cheat?
If you have to choose between Taylor Swift tickets or 1 Bitcoin, what would you choose?
I
Bitcoin.
don't care about Bitcoin that much. Taylor Swift tickets, are you kidding me? Are you joking?
Bitcoin.
Yeah, I'd rather choose the thing that's like I can hold in my hand. Like, I'd rather choose the thing that
So this is another big red flag that I see guys doing. The girl is really stupid. You're also stupid for choosing her. So when 2 people are stupid together, what happens?
It makes
You
stupid
come together,
babies.
guys. This is what I'm telling you. She doesn't have to be smart. Because if you're the leader and you know how to teach her and you know what to do, it's okay. But usually, people are stupid
I'm
together.
only
And they
dating
go down
smart
together.
girls.
That's the problem.
I can't
I
date a
can go to
bimbo.
and
She
not
gotta
worry
be
about it
smarter than
disappearing.
me.
Why misogyny on the rise? Why misogyny is like anti-Tate on the rise? They told me this, we know the answer. The answer is a class.
They're so stupid, I swear to God. Yesterday, I was in the city center and we have a monument here that commemorates when communism stopped. When communism ended, we have monuments here. But this guy in the USA is talking about communism and about misogyny. Why is it that always guys that look like him talk about this? You can't get more feminine than that, my guy. Your hair is long as a woman. How you talk is exactly like a woman.
He's basically
What else
a
do you
woman.
need? I swear people are so stupid. We're going to skip this video.
I just went on a date with a man who flew from a different state to go on a date with me. He literally flew from a different state to travel to LA for 1 day.
It's
to go on a date
nothing
with me.
but money.
So he's a really, really big simp. Why do I say this? Because this woman just makes TikTok videos
That's something to
bashing
do.
men,
Like, if
telling
you make
everybody how
money,
awful
nigga,
men
it's
are.
nothing but money.
The guy
The
flew.
fuck?
That's
Oh,
the
a couple
one thing.
$1,000.
He's a really big simp. I don't know
Be
what kind
anywhere
of
in the
man
world.
you have to be You want to go on a date with her. To fly to another state to go on a date with her, it's so absurd, guys. I don't get it. Grow some balls. You need help.
He's tall, he's rich, he's handsome.
But if that's the
he's a
wife,
guy.
but
Okay,
if that's
and
his
somehow
wife
the
and the mother of his
topic
children,
came up,
then there's no problem.
Nice. And then he told me about his ex-wife's handbags. He's like, yeah, I bought all his handbags. She's got like $400,000 worth of handbags. I don't know if he said 400,000, but it was a lot. But
Another man that leads with his money.
Yeah,
I
he's
don't
a
get
pay
how
pig.
do men like that make so much money and be so stupid.
money. This guy's got money. That's neither here nor there. But I was like, yeah, ha ha ha. He was
I
like,
mean,
yeah,
if
maybe
you
I'll
got
buy
money,
you that
there's
here
no-
when we're married. And I
no
said, wait,
problem
you
with
only buy me
spending
a
it.
handbag
You
for
don't make the
married?
money
He was like,
to
yeah,
not
I would
spend
feel like
it. The
giving me
fuck?
any time
It
before
ain't
is just
nothing,
being
you know what I'm
desperate.
saying?
First of all, sir,
The only
you spend
reason I
$30,000
wouldn't take a
on
flight if I
$95,000
didn't
yourself
have
to
the
come
money.
here for a date.
He has money.
And
He
you
got
think that buying a $4,000
$400,000
is like
on
going off
purses.
the
Yeah, it was a
And you see,
fucking
so she
punk
even
ass
mocks
flight.
him
That's like
that he's
hopping on the
desperate for his
bus.
money to her.
Two-
We know that
$250
you're
to hop
desperate.
on
We
the
don't
bus.
like Sims. Just think about it. You spend that kind of money, and the next day she's making that
Like
TikTok
rich
video
niggas is
making
in a
fun of
different
you.
bracket, cuz.
How stupid can you
They
be? My
do
guy,
rich
give me
nigga
that money.
shit.
At least I'll do something positive with it.
Kenny, you flew from a different state to go on a date with me.
It
Is that
only
not
sounds
getting
weird
desperate?
'cause
He's
you're
like,
a broke
"I
bitch,
don't have to
you
do all
can't
that." I'm like,
afford it.
okay, then why did you fly to a different state to go on a date with me? If you,
Because he's a simp. Because he's stupid. Because he's not a man. Because maybe in that state he was looking for his balls.
you don't need to do all that, then why'd you have to do all that? Anyway, I didn't argue with him on it. I was just like, okay, I don't agree, but whatever, that's your life. And he immediately started like retracting. He's like, well, maybe it's your birthday. Well, maybe it's, but don't you think that, listen, dude, I think that these men are a little traumatized because y'all, I hate to blame you guys, but I think it's women started sprinkling men and not knowing, like, fucking the game up because y'all know the game. And now these men are on like uber high alert, which isn't anything. People say shit all the time, they don't mean, but it just turned me off so much. I was like,
Yeah, they don't like Sims.
Has anyone else recently realized that you are the actual problem? I am the problem.
In case you don't know, guys, she's a single mother. I made an entire
Women
video
are
about her.
always
I'll
the
put it on the
problem.
screen somewhere here.
My favorite pastime isn't like yesterday and all the days before, is to get on TikTok and talk about how shitty dating is. To give you guys a really hard time. But is it really you guys or is it me?
It's
Yeah,
you.
it's
I said
you.
it in that video. It's you. It's always you.
It's me. It's definitely me. Someone asked me, like, what's your type? Like, whenever you see it, not like the good stuff, not like the stuff that you type in your phone about the partner that you dream of, like the build a boyfriend list. Not that stuff. But, like, what are you physically attracted to? Like, just right off the bat.
I like
Is that
skinny,
what-
light-skinned
Okay.
girls.
This is where the problem comes in.
I like all of
Hide your
them,
dads,
really.
you guys. If your dad is between the age of 40 and 50, he's probably my type. Daddy issues? Me? Definitely. Full body of tattoos? That's my type.
Yeah.
Big muscles?
Doesn't necessarily mean daddy issues.
Little PRT? My type.
Men 40 to 50 years old
Emotionally
are
unavailable?
like more.
Add that to the list.
They're like
Who's the problem
they
now,
got life figured out.
You are. I'm the problem.
You know what guys think that is rare in women? Women who respect
Like
us,
they're
women who don't take
established
advantage
in
of the money and run
life at
out of
that
money and all their
point.
hard
Like
work.
they're 40
Women
to
who
50,
don't talk
they got a
behind
house,
the
they
back
got
of
a
other guys and
job,
envy
they
other
got
guys.
cars.
And women
Like,
who
you know what
talk
I'm
highly
saying?
about their
They're
man
the man that
behind
women want to
closed
date.
doors or when they're not in the room. They just want love and respect from us. That's all they want.
did you posse posse?
Doesn't
No, I
necessarily
didn't. This
be a
is
daddy
not
thing.
why
She
I
has
was
way
surprised.
too much
And this
makeup
posse
on.
posse
I've
thing that goes
seen
on there, I just think it's
clowns with
absolutely
less makeup
vile.
than her.
Yeah, so
That
the fights
bitch
in
look like a
jail
clown.
were quite bad, I won't lie.
I'm gonna rank my exes because I'm
She
full
need
and
to
a
take a
little
pad
weird.
to
And I
the
want to do
face.
something that's a little out there.
Like
I've never seen someone doing this before. It's a little
I want to
crazy.
see her juggle some
Just think
balls,
about this,
take
guys.
a pad
A lot
to
of
the
men
face.
out there chose that
Take a
woman
cream
to be
pad to the
his
face.
girlfriend. Just think about that. Just think how stupid people are. And don't tell me there were no red flags. Yes, there were. You're just stupid.
But if you keep telling yourself stuff, then your brain will just start to believe it. Like, if you tell yourself that you will fly one day,
That's
you won't
called
actually do it. It's like
lying to
you're never married.
yourself.
Okay, ma'am. So
Women live in lies and
I'm
delusion.
drunk, and no one's
Women
in love
lie
with
to
me all the time.
themselves and live in
So no,
delusion.
but
Men
you-
have to live
Something I
in
noticed when I was working
reality.
as a bartender last summer was anytime an older man would ask me like if I had a boyfriend,
If
and
I
told him
smack
no,
this
he'd
bottle
be
over
like,
my
"Oh,
head,
how?
I'm gonna
You're
get a
so
headache.
You're beautiful. And
Not,
I'd be like,
oh,
oh,
if
well,
I smack
just
this
don't want
bottle
it.
over my
And
head,
they were shocked. They were
ooh,
like,
pixie dust will
and
fly
if an older
everywhere.
woman came
It's like
in
you just
and
live
probably
in
got what I was,
delusion.
didn't happen as often. If I was looking to have a boyfriend, they'd be like, oh, good for you. Are we seeing? Are we seeing? I think we're seeing.
Yes, ma'am. And do you understand why? It's because those women are the women that kept choosing chat after chat after chat, and getting dumped, getting pumped and dumped. And now they're 35, 40, 45, and of course they hate all men, because in their head, all men cheated on them, all men lied to them, all men left them. So of course they're bitter.
No,
Don't
they
worry,
just
ma'am.
hate
We'll
the
soon
top
get there.
percent
Don't
of
worry.
1%
I
of
will never be
men
with a man that wants to
that
live
they
with
can't.
50 because that's not the type of
settle
lifestyle
down
I
with.
want to live with a man. I could literally just be by myself and take care of myself 100%. I'm not going to put myself in a position where someone's going
That's
to tell
fine.
me
I'd
that I
leave
have to
her
make home
by
X amount of money
herself.
and do these
No
things to be
problem.
with them.
Okay, guys, so from the start I saw at least 2 or 3 red flags, just by the way that she talks. And I know a lot of men won't
I can
care
tell
about
how she
this.
dressed.
They
She's
just
a
care
red
about how
flag.
women look.
Her
That's the
makeup,
problem. That's why there are so many Sims out there in the world.
her
Stop
hair
being
style.
Sims. It's not good for you.
I was trying to fuck alone. Like, then that upsets you guys. Oh, well, you should want to help your partner. You should want to do this. You do what's right for you, and I'll do what's right for me. And it's not hard to find a man that
just
is
skip
more
this
than
woman.
willing and
It's like
happy
you
to
come
take
with
care of
too much
financial
baggage.
responsibility.
It's,
Next.
it's easy to find the Sim, but that's not the kind of man
Where's
that
the
you want.
18-year-old
That's why you're still
virgin
single.
who
That's why
doesn't
you're
think like
recording
her?
this video saying what you're
Next.
saying. Because you can't
I
find the
wouldn't
man
even let
that
her
you want.
finish her
Women
sentence.
just don't get it, I swear.
All right, it's time to bring out some eligible bachelors. Now, each of you has a balloon, and if for whatever reason you're not feeling it, just go ahead and pop that balloon, all right? Perfect.
By the way, this is a parody.
All right, we got our first guy. Hey, what's your name?
me.
Mark, what do you do for work?
I own a tech company called Lumiere. We just got acquired by Google, so we've been busy onboarding them.
Mark, are you a millionaire?
Holy shit.
Yeah, I guess.
Wow. What do you do for fun?
Well, I love to surf, so summertime I'm at my home in Malibu. During the winter, I like to go to my place in Paris. Well, but lately I've just been enjoying spending time on my yacht just off the coast of Italy.
Hi, sorry, can I put my balloon back together?
You could have this. You could build a pig dog. Yeah, down there. Yeah, pick it up. Bark like a dog.
Okay. It's getting a little weird.
I'm so tired of this transactional relationship era that we're living in. Every single relationship that we
women
have
made
has
it
to be
that way,
transactional. Why? Why does it have to be what he's doing for me?
Men
What
just
that
want a
he
fucking
what should he
wife
pick me on? Where we're going?
that they want to cheat on.
Yes, man, but that's not
Wife and
transactional.
mistresses
Just think about
and
it. The
girlfriends.
guy has to do all those things.
But, you know what I'm
to get
saying?
in return
Men just
what?
want a wife.
Just some sex. That's it.
Come home
So it's
to.
actually not transactional.
Come on now, what happened to genuine love?
food
What
on
happened
the
to genuinely
table for
throwing
the
interest to
kids.
somebody? What happened to genuinely knowing somebody? We gotta get back to
Go
that.
on
We gotta
a
go back
family
to really
vacation
wanting to have genuine and honest
down to the
relationships. I'm
beach
so tired
once a
of
year.
transactional relationships. Like,
I've just seen this TikTok and it's completely
Women
like,
just want
There's two
material
girls,
things.
One cup.
They want
I get it, I get it.
It says they always
name
come back
brand
from comment.
cars,
Which I agree with. This is
designer
literally my
purses,
mantra
all
throughout my whole 20s. I used to
stuff
say,
that don't
if they
matter.
go, they come back, and then do it. They're so predictable. And I always kind of saw this in like a kind of cocky way. And then I clicked on my comments, and the top comment was, a man always comes back
Like
because
that
a man
designer
always
shit
leaves.
is
And that's just
overpriced.
mind blowing.
Like they make that shit for 10
They don't
cents
want a
in
relationship,
China,
that's what women
and
don't
then they
understand.
charge
They come
you
back because they think they can get easy sex from
$3,000.
you. That's it.
Because it sounds so simple, but why did I never see that from that perspective?
Because you're not a logical man.
I could have saved myself a lot of time and hurt when I was like 23 if I'd realised
Never
that.
fall for the designer
before the
scam.
dating
It's a
starts. And
scam.
people say, oh, this isn't really true, Jed. Women don't do this. Yes, they do, and they're telling you they do. Yes,
Yeah.
they do.
It's
This is not
25
some,
cents
where
worth of cotton.
this is happening
You
all
paying
the time.
thousands of
I'm
dollars.
just showing you women saying the
Scam.
exact same thing
L
just because
scam.
of you.
Trust me.
L's
I
in
ordered
the
oysters
chat.
because I want to like test the financial vibe. So you didn't order the oysters because you like oysters, which would have been fine. You ordered it to test the guy. Like, will he? How much money does he have? How much money is he willing to spend? Is he like all alarmed that I ordered the oysters and then the beef and then the chicken tartare and then the? It's a game. It's like a power trip.
If she
How
do
is-
that,
If you're a smart
then
guy, you would just see
I'm
that as a
telling
red
them
flag
canceling
and
that
leave.
order and
That's
I'm
it.
ordering
This is a good place
for
to start
her. She
a
ain't getting the
relationship.
order.
If you do like
She
that.
ain't
Oh,
getting
I
the
just wanna
oysters.
send the
She's
person
getting the
test it.
salad
Oh, aren't you
and
cute?
the
Let me
ice
get my
water.
mom. No.
Guys, when a woman really, really likes you, she won't pest you. Just think
That's
about
what I'm
this,
paying
Chad.
for.
You don't have to
Now
do
you can
anything.
separate
You don't have
the
to buy
checks,
flowers.
and
You
she
don't have
can
to
buy
do
whatever
anything,
she
and he
wants to
still
buy.
slept with
But
her.
I'm gonna pay
So
for
if
a
she puts you
salad
through a lot of
and
tests,
a
she
ice
doesn't
drink
really
for her.
like you.
Oh, I don't think so.
So I have a question for single ladies. If you're not single, then you can scroll.
Don't worry, I'm a single lady.
Do you find anyone attractive? Because I've been single a really, really long time.
We can
She
see
look like
that.
she's
And I've also been
56.
celibate for a really long time. And the longer I'm single,
We can tell
the more
you
I'm
56
happier to
and
be single.
celibate. You
But I'm
don't
also
have no
not
sex
attracted
drive.
to anyone. Like I've tried
You're out of the
dating
market.
websites,
We don't want
and
you.
I'm just scrolling
Next.
through, and I'm just like, no, no, and then I just come off them because I'm like, this is a waste of time.
Okay, man, and who do you think is the problem? Every guy on earth or you?
But I find no one attractive. I'm like none.
Because she's
Because
like
it's menopause now,
56 years old.
Is that
You know what
normal?
I'm saying?
Is anyone else like this? Because I
Her
feel
body's
like
not
I
telling her
am
to have
the
sex
only
no
one.
more.
What would you say then, do you think are the three biggest killers of a relationship?
Resentment, which leads them to contempt. Resentment is really bad, and resentment comes because people. There's a couple of reasons. Either they're not speaking the truth, they're not telling the truth, and/or they have their expectations are out of control. Like I expect my partner to just know how I'm feeling, rather than for me to express what I'm feeling. They should just know if they really love me.
No, that's the worst
It's
thing.
the worst. So resentment is a killer. Stress is a killer. It's not a little bit of stress. It's the, like you said, the consistently feeling off, stressed, overwhelmed, and not doing anything about it. Stress changes the way that you see things.
And they always try to compare
Don't
me to
expect
somebody else.
nobody
Oh,
to
well,
just
Mike is taking his
know
wife
stuff.
on vacation. Mike bought her
Tell
this.
them.
Mike did that. Mike did this.
Don't
Why can't
expect
she do
your
that?
husband
It
to
changes
know that
biology,
you're
it changes
hungry.
everything,
Say,
and so
hey,
stress
out your
destroys
fucking
relationships.
mouth.
So
I'm
resentment,
hungry.
stress, the other killers of relationships.
That's
I mean,
what we
taking each other
said.
for granted. Forgetting that your partner is a gift, not a given.
I think if a girl
I'm a
decides
little
to be
tired, I'm
single,
a
decides to
little
settle down,
cranky.
that doesn't make her run cry.
Maybe I
If
should
she
take a
decides to
nap.
settle down.
Like I don't know, like if the girl's like crazy in college and like gets with a bunch of guys, but then like later on like wants a family and a husband, like
If
she could,
she's
Of
ran
course,
through
all
that to
women
know.
want to have sex, want to be able to do whatever they want with no
She's for the
repercussions. Man, you
streets.
can do whatever you want. But after that, you can
If
complain
you
that
had
you
a
can't
if
find
you
the
had an
man
O
that you want.
phase in
because she's been with a bunch
college,
of
you're for
people
the
that doesn't mean that
streets
she isn't
forever.
deserving of those things.
Well,
I want to see more deserving than a girl that slept with more people.
People have more high value like men. They choose to be with a woman who isn't promiscuous like Brian here. So I wouldn't say I'm more deserving of love. I think everyone is deserving of love. I'm just saying,
I don't agree with that. Not everybody's deserving of love.
if you can get a bunch of girls, don't settle for a hoe. Settle for a good girl who's gonna make your life easier.
Even normal average men have a strong preference for non-promiscuous women.
Why?
I mean, there's a ton of reasons. First off, having a high body count is a proxy for promiscuity. There's the STD component, the more part.
Skip the.
It froze.
You have, the greater likelihood that you've gotten an STD. You said you're 36, right?
Yes.
Do you have more baggage now than you did at 18?
Of course, life provides baggage. Yeah.
The more, the longer you live, the more experiences you've had can that.
Exactly, but what is that?
And
in a man
that's
saying,
why
I don't
we
want
want a
to
woman
push
at
it?
18
That's
with no
as little
baggage.
baggage as possible.
It's as
What's actually
simple as
wrong
that.
with wanting somebody who doesn't have baggage?
Just having baggage, from a man's point of view, makes the relationship 10 times harder. Why would we want that? But of course, you will never see the point of view of a man.
Or who has less of it?
Do you think you're truly
I
capable
want a
of
bitch
leading
with a
her?
clean slate.
I think that there's the opposite. Honestly,
See how we said we want women that have less baggage, and all of a sudden she tries to insult men. Oh, but do you really think you can lead her? That's not the point, man. That's not what we're talking about.
You
some
think you
situations
can
not all
lead her?
sometimes
Yes,
you
you're
get thicker
supposed to
skin,
be in a
sometimes you
position
develop more resolve.
of
I actually
leader
think the more wounds you
position.
have, I think it makes you more susceptible to a subsequent wound.
You're
This
supposed
idea
to
that,
have
oh,
done
Just
the
think about
work
this, guys. If a woman had in her
and
past a
become a
guy,
leader.
or several guys that cheated on her, now she will be paranoid with you because she will think that you will try to cheat all the time. And now all of a sudden, she will be possessive. Now she will be paranoid. Now she will want reassurance all the time. Why? You did nothing wrong. That was her previous guys. That was her past. This is why I tell you guys, you have to see the red flags. You can't be with a woman that has tons of red flags and then complain, oh, well, she cheated on me. Oh, well, she left. It's because of you, my guy. You didn't know how to choose the right woman.
My God.
as a woman, I've been through so much. I don't think a lot of people heal. I think you have trust issues now. You're going to be moving in a certain type of way. Are you going to be able to love me as deeply? Are you kind of on guard? Are you reserved? I think most people, their first love, probably not always, but like you're a little bit more on guard after you've dealt with a bunch of different situations.
I'm dating this guy who is 48 years old, biggest narcissist I've ever met in my life. I was love bombed left and right. I was put through the ringer, the washer, the dryer, on high spin.
That doesn't matter, man. You chose that guy. Just because somebody can lie to you.
Like, WTF is love bombing.
It's like, man.
Being around and then hung to the ground mentally.
I'm
No,
loving
I just got back
you,
from a trip,
expressing my
with one of my
love.
best friends. This man started ghosting me. I'm like,
Such
fuck
thing
this,
as love
fuck everyone.
bombing.
I'm on the New Jersey Transit, heading to the Jersey Shore, trying to drown my
That's how
sorrows.
I
I'm already
feel.
hungover. And I text my
I
friend, like,
really
just
love
like, she was
you,
from Europe, and I'm like, where are you going next? To stop. And I was like, great, I'm coming. Fuck up.
So many red flags. Why would a man stay with you, man? You have so many red flags. I don't know if you can see on the video, guys. She has a glass of wine in her hand. When you're recording the video, and even during the video, you need a glass of wine. That's such a big red flag, guys.
Of like on the train ride. Then next move, I text the girl whose bachelor party it was, and I said, what the fuck do I have to do to
She's
get into
pretty,
this?
she's pretty and petite.
I have done
Like,
all I
I
can do
would
by
love
following her on
bomb
Instagram
her.
and
Like, the
posting their
first
stuff.
week.
Still,
Like, ooh, you know what I'm saying, my baby. Just
How
be
many red
happy
flags
in
you
love
need?
the
And this is
first
just from
couple
one
of
video.
weeks.
Just think about it. When I go on a date with somebody for 2-3 hours, how many red flags can I see? But somehow
how dare
people
he
get married.
be in love
And you
with
tell
me
me that,
the
oh, I
first
didn't see the red
couple of
flags. It's
weeks?
because you're stupid, that's why.
well, not reach out to me. I am sick of this. That was a text. I'm pretty sure verbatim. Then I said, do I have to ask about myself? She's like, ha ha ha.
It's like, that's a
And I was like, hold up.
phase,
It's
and
been 4
then
years.
after
Did his
that
sister
phase,
never
you know
send
what I'm saying?
anything about me, or did she send me
Y'all
something and he's just
like
not
easy
interested?
to
And she was like, let me find out. Because I wasn't gonna reach
Y'all
out
just
if
like
he wasn't
exist
interested. He already
around
expressed
each
that.
other.
I needed to know. I needed to put myself in the best possible scenario so I wouldn't get rejected. Mainly because I'm aspiral. I don't usually have a fear of rejection. But these were desperate times. About 2 hours later, I received a text from the old man. That's what we'll call him. And I forgot all about this spiral that I had, and I just go on my merry way.
I don't even know what you was talking about. So we're getting shamed for love bombing. It's like, yeah, this is new. This is a new relationship the first couple of weeks. I'm love. You know what I'm saying? Like, men like love too. Niggas love love. You can't just want to be in love the first couple of weeks. She ordered $600 caviar on the first date and it backfired. Oh, interesting. This is where women have gone wrong. Interesting. Men are done approaching women, and this is why. She instantly regrets paternity fraud after he did this. Okay, not watching that. So out of the two, $600 and where women went wrong. So out of the first or second videos, take your pick. What did we choose?
Welcome back to Chowtown Pods. Your host, Rhett. Yeah, David Alexander Grace.
This is where women have gone
I'm asking you if you want rice. Be so for real right now.
I don't mind. If you don't want it, go on.
You're so passive. Passive. You never answer a question. Yeah or no. Do you want rice? Yes or no.
The question you're asking me
Yeah.
is also for you.
No, it's not. Do you want rice? Yes or no.
Pretty much. This is why women always seem to ask, you hungry? No, but I know you're hungry, Tubby.
No, you don't want rice.
No, you don't want rice.
Okay, well, thanks so much for finding the answer to the question. We're getting divorced.
She does not want you to answer. She wants you to suffer. She wants you punished. She's faking her confusion. She's lying. It's all an act. And
This part, I think most of us men, we know balance. We know.
performance is not about rice. It's about power. She knows exactly what she's doing. And so do the millions of women out there just like her. If you've been paying attention, you will have seen that this pattern is repeating itself from women to men across the culture. There is an agenda here that is unfolding. It's not a coincidence. Everything is a man's fault. Men are blamed for everything.
It is the actions of most men. Most men. There are very few that do not act this way. There are so many of them. They are everywhere, and comments like that just keep them in that cycle of never learning from their behavior. It's the majority of them. That's why.
This majority of us guys just doing horrible, bad things.
As so many women are still at the hands of men. Like, we're not making this up. It's this
You are.
stupid gaslighting thing that men are so good at doing. How about you take that energy and mansplain to other men how to be better men?
These women, they don't want equality. They want an enemy. And that enemy
How
is
to be
you.
better
Not
men.
some men,
Watch
not
men
bad men,
pill
you.
content.
Blaming men is now the default setting. And
Men
modern
telling
women,
It
men how
really
to
is,
be
guys.
better
We've noticed
men.
it so
Men
much throughout how many
pill,
videos have we gone
red
through.
pill
So I
content.
get comments down below like, your brain must be destroyed by going through as many videos as you do. It somewhat is. I admit, I get a little bit bitter here and there. I am a lot more, less cordial with women because just how much I see here, right? But the hating man thing, it's everywhere. Literally everywhere. It's not just on the internet. It really is not. Some people are saying, oh, you
When I
don't
go
know too much,
outside,
why you experience these
basically
things. No,
think
I go out and touch
every
grass.
woman
I do insurance still. I have a
That's
financial
how I feel
office
nowadays.
that I meet clients with constantly still. And a lot of women are just like
Every
this.
woman's a
women don't even
feminist.
bother to hide it. Their hatred is open, proud. They told you that they're fighting for equality, addressing historical injustices that were committed against women. They lied. This is not about progress or fairness or balance. This is the era of female revenge. The goal is not equality, it is suffering.
I think a lot of us always have felt that's what this is revenge for men always having the ability to do whatever they want, sort of. Like at least exercise their rights of earn money and have sex with women and stuff like that. Women just want, I always say, women want to be the top echelon men, but all of them want to be that man. So they think that all of them deserve to be those exact men that get to ram through, that had the ability to run through all the women. They want that ability. They want that power. But they don't realize it's only a few men that have that power, not all men, but they want revenge on all men.
They want men to hurt. Not all women, of course. You ladies who are kind and respectful to men who love masculinity, please know I'm never talking about you. I'm trying to help men understand female behavior that has previously never made sense. I'm explaining the true agenda that's playing out here and the psychological underpinnings that fuel it. Because men, the world is going to make a lot more sense to you when you finally wake up to the fact that all of women's hatred, the shame, the rage, it was never about justice, it's about pain. Those women want revenge. They don't want you to be better. They're not cheering for your improvement and celebrating each new month.
They really aren't. They actually hate self-improvement, right? They think self-improvement is like right-wing, MAGA, misogyny.
Women
Which is like, We're just trying to prove ourselves and go to the gym. But somehow we're predators and evil people for doing that.
Milestone. They want to hurt you. They want you to be broken.
All these men deserve like a first class ticket to hell.
Yes, they need to burn, baby, burn.
I have so much to say about this. Recently, somebody commented on one of my videos that you can't build a life with someone that hates you on a subconscious level. 100% correct, but then the question arises, why do women hate men so much? Where did this come from? Women say that they have suffered, that history was cruel to them, that they have been oppressed. They couldn't vote, they couldn't own property. They
say that all the women that are alive now have the ability to do all these things their whole life.
Were abused by their husbands. And of course, men never suffered. But let's take their argument at face value and say that historically they have been disadvantaged, that this is about justice, it's about righting wrongs, fairness. Okay, but then answer me this. If that's true, if that's the real motivation, then why is it that modern women are angrier than ever? They wanted protections in divorce. They got them. Custody laws, they overwhelmingly side with mothers. They wanted property rights, access to the workforce, the vote, political power, less domestic violence, more emotional support, more help around the house, more involved fathers. Done, all of it.
Women deserve less.
True demand has been met. Every grievance has been addressed. But still, no apology ever seems to be enough. Curious, isn't it? The more men have tried to fix things, the angrier women have become. It makes no sense until you understand the truth that this was never about equality. This wasn't about moving forward or cooperation. The purpose was revenge. They don't want balance. They want men to suffer.
And it's for their own good.
Women everywhere are saying, you don't get peace without my permission. Kevin Hart did that really funny comedy bit about how much women hate you having fun when you're with your friends, your male friends. How dare you be enjoying yourself when you're away from me? When you get home, you are going to punch. Now ask yourself something. Why is it that the gender that prides itself on being nurturing and compassionate so indifferent to male suffering? Why do women that brand themselves as empathetic, emotionally intelligent, caring, why do they have no idea what it's like to be a man? Why?
Because it's always been a lie, in my opinion. Like again, never way more empathetic than women. Like through my whole anecdotal experience with men and women that I've experienced myself. Women just don't seem to care about men. Men care about men. Men care about women. They care about things outside of themselves greatly and want to improve those things. Women, me.
Why can't they name a single male issue? Why, when you're in the company of women, does talking about male pain get met with hostility instead of empathy? For those women, the harsh truth is that they are not bothered by male suffering. They are entertained by it. They celebrate it because this is what they wanted. You should also ask the question, why are they so obsessed with making men soft, emotional, and feminine? Even when women pretend to care about men's mental health, it's almost always a barely disguised agenda to strip you of your masculinity. I'm a frequent visitor to the therapist subreddit. I like to chat with mental health professionals and speak my work with the Hero Circle, the men's discussion groups that I run. But the community is viciously anti-male. The other day on this thread, I read this comment. The feminization of men would be a good thing, actually. Even the APA has come out swinging, noting that toxic and traditional masculinity have caused countless harm not only to women and trans people, but especially to men themselves. If you're in the mental health space and claim to advocate for men's mental health, or you are in favor of traditional or toxic masculinity, you are literally the problem you are claiming to solve. End of discussion. And it's hugely upvoted. Masculinity is apparently the problem. They don't want you to be better, they want you to be compliant. But this isn't healing, this is psychological castration. The agenda here isn't to empower men and strengthen them, no, it's to feminize them. And the disgusting irony is that this doesn't even help women. They have contempt for feminine men. They dismiss them as weak, while continuing to flock to the men who actually display masculinity. They are separating men from their masculinity on purpose. Not to help them, but to harm them. To make you reject who you are. To make you confused, ashamed, weak. To turn you into a man who has no...
I think this is what a lot of us, when we were SIPs, were in this mindset that we weren't, that women have kind of put men in, and society have put men in until you grow up a little bit and realize everything, and then you kind of build yourself out.
Fight electing him. Because a strong man, a man who knows who he is, he's a threat because he can resist, he can lead, he can look her into the eye and say no. That's what they fear, that's what they hate, and that's why with this brand of modern woman, the conversations they have about men's mental health is not about helping men heal, it's about making sure that you're not strong enough to ever stand up again. You've seen it. Do the work, unlearn your privilege, sit with what's uncomfortable. This is what they're pushing. If they really cared about men's mental health, they would use language that strengthens and empowers men. But they don't, because that's not the goal. They don't want you to grow, they want you to submit. That is not compassion, that is punishment. All celebrated in the era of revenge. If the feminist movement was ever about equality, then tell me this. Why is it that male failure is celebrated? If equality means equal outcomes, men and women performing at the same level, then why is it that every drop in male performance is met with applause? Women are now the majority of new hires. They're graduating at higher rates than men. They're dominating education, healthcare, psychology, and every time the numbers come out that show that men are failing and struggling, it's framed as progress, victory even. As though women are conquering an enemy. How sick and twisted is that mindset? But many modern women are shameless. They loudly and publicly cheer, saying this is about balancing the scales and correcting past injustices, as though the men of the past weren't worked to death and sent to war, pushed to destroy themselves to build the modern world, with all the comforts that it now offers. If you listen to modern women, you'd think that historical suffering was exclusively a woman's issue. They love that narrative because it's so much more convenient than the truth. Modern women don't want to hear
that victim mentality and that victim mindset is powerful.
That everybody suffered, both genders struggled in different ways in the past. No, they want to twist history to justify their hatred. They exaggerate their past suffering to rationalize the abuse of men today. Men have power for centuries, now it's time for them to shut up. That's the logic. Collective guilt, permanent punishment. I mean, the world, it's gone insane. Modern women are punishing men for wounds that they never felt, caused by men.
This is exactly why I get kind of upset about it. It's like, oh, we never got to vote, we never got credit cards and all this stuff. You're 25, you're 30. When was this ever in your life? When? Even your mother, when was this ever in your mother's life? Unless she was an immigrant from another country. Exactly.
Who no longer exist, and they have the nerve to call this progress. I'm sorry, who decided that guilt was inherited, and that justice means punishment by proxy? You don't fix an injustice by creating a new one. But remember, justice was never the goal. We do not live in an era of justice, we live in an era of revenge. And once you understand that, the hostility, the hypocrisy, the rage, it all begins to make sense.
Look, I'm 100% in agreement with Alex on this one. I've always felt like revenge. It's always felt like, yeah, make men suffer, yeah, you suck, yeah, we're better than you now, because we're the better sex. It definitely felt that way, and felt that way like the whole time I was growing up, right? And now it's even more, because he's right, they celebrate our failures, they celebrate our numbers going down, they celebrate men going to jail for false accusations and things like this. Revenge. Please subscribe, comment down below, I really appreciate that.
They've never been the better sex. They've never done anything better than us. This has been another episode of the Philly Phil Twitch Show. The Philly Phil Twitch Show. The Philly Phil Twitch Show. Boop boop. 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 This has been another episode of the Philly Phil Twitch Show. Hey. And then we ride out real smooth. You gotta slide away on like the white tux, the white suit and some black shoes with no socks, and you gotta slide away on the A. That was that 1950s, that doo-wop.
Dim the lights, feel the bass. Both synths take their place. Lost in this outer space. Clown smile with a painted race. Fear thought they dance psychedelic clowns. But then mystery had to the ground. Nothing to fear in the strange charade. Psychedelic Erica Bourbon.
So women hate men. I don't know. I'm avoiding women. I don't know. Maybe if I see a woman staring at me longer than 20 seconds and fluttering her eyes, like I don't notice some shit like that. If she looks at me for longer than 30 seconds and there's eye contact and she tilts her head to the left and her body language is slightly leaning in towards me, then I'll know that I can approach her. But other than that, I'm gonna just continue thinking that all women hate me. And I just been out here chilling, crushing it, working out, staying in shape, eating right, getting money. Philly Phil Twitch Show. The Philly Phil Twitch Show. Philly Phil Twitch Show. Philly Phil Twitch Show. It's the Twitch Show. The Twitch Show. Twitch Show. Yeah. Watch me live on Twitch Tuesdays and Thursdays. Stream starts at 3. Go out there, get some money. You got a job, get you a second job, get you a hustle, something you do as soon as you get off of work. You know what I'm saying? As soon as you get off of work, start delivering for Uber Eats. A little 3-hour Uber Eats shift after work. Get you another income. You already got 2 income, get you a 3rd income. You know what I'm saying? Start messing with some stock. Start buying up some shares. Start investing in some ish. After that, start eating right. Leafy greens, salads and ish. No sugar in your drinks. Start working out. catching these gains. Then after a while, you'll look up, you'll see a new man. A man that these women want to be all over. Become that man. Until then, I'll catch you Tuesday, because this is the Philly Phil Show. Brought to you by Dawn Dish Liquid. If it ain't Dawn, it ain't clean. You know what I mean.